Dollar General is closing nearly 100 stores. The company says it plans to close 96 locations by January of 2026.
Well, Dollar General is climbing after topping first quarter expectations and raising its outlook for the year, boosted by demand for affordable essentials and economic uncertainty. The discount retailer expecting to be able to mitigate the potential cost impacts of tariffs.
If you still think Dollar General is the go-to spot for quick savings and everyday essentials, you might be in for a rude awakening. Because behind those bright yellow signs and promises of low prices, something deeply broken is happening, and it's pushing loyal customers to walk out for good. We're talking shelves left bare for weeks, registers overcharging without apology, and stores that feel more like abandoned warehouses than functioning retail spaces. And it's not just a fluke, it's a pattern. TikToks are going viral with footage of trashed aisles, expired food, and stores so short-staffed that customers are checking themselves out while alarms blare in the background. Former employees are speaking out, calling Dollar General the most chaotic job I ever had, and warning shoppers to stay far away. And if that sounds extreme, just wait until you hear what state governments are saying, because Dollar General is now under investigation in multiple states for shady pricing tactics that could be illegally draining your wallet. So why are thousands of shoppers and workers alike finally saying enough is enough in 2025? What's really happening behind the scenes that's turning this discount giant into a national punchline and a growing concern? Keep watching, because the truth about Dollar General's downfall isn't just frustrating, it's infuriating. And once you see the full story, you might never step inside one again. Step into a Dollar General in 2025, and you might be greeted by something closer to a disaster zone than a discount store. Aisles blocked by unopened shipments, towers of boxes teetering like a game of Jenga, freezers filled with expired food, and in some cases, entire shelves that haven't been restocked in weeks. These aren't isolated incidents. They're popping up across the country, and customers are sounding the alarm. Social media is flooded with clips that don't even need commentary. Shoppers pan their phones across trash floors, busted light fixtures, overflowing carts of discarded returns, and handwritten signs taped to doors reading, "Cash only" or "Closed early, no staff." One viral post showed a broken freezer leaking across the floor while the manager mopped with a torn t-shirt. No joke. And it's not just the mess, it's the feeling, the chaos. Customers walk in expecting a quick stop and leave feeling like they survived a retail war zone. One mother said, "I went in for baby wipes and came out angry and exhausted. I couldn't even get to the shelf without stepping over a pile of cardboard." The issue? Staffing. Or rather, the complete lack of it. Many Dollar General stores are now run with just 1 or 2 employees, expected to unload trucks, run the register, manage security, clean up spills, and calm frustrated customers all at once. It's a recipe for disaster. And when you're operating a national chain on a skeleton crew, the cracks start showing fast. But if you think the mess on the floor is the worst part, just wait, because behind those shelves are pricing practices that are quietly scamming shoppers every single day. And that's where we're heading next. For years, Dollar General built its reputation on one thing: rock-bottom prices. It was the place where a single mom could stretch $20 across snacks, toiletries, and paper towels. But fast forward to 2025, and that promise, it's unraveling fast. Customers are starting to notice something unsettling. The prices at Dollar General aren't just creeping up, they're blowing past the competition, and shoppers are feeling played. Multiple reports show that everyday essentials at Dollar General, items like cereal, toothpaste, and laundry detergent, are now more expensive than at Walmart, Aldi, and even some grocery chains. A box of brand name mac and cheese that used to be $1, now it's $1.65. A bar of soap that once felt like a bargain, now it's priced like a luxury item. And here's the kicker: some locations have been caught charging different prices for the same product, just days apart. No markdown, no sale, no explanation. Customers are snapping photos of receipts and shelf tags and posting them online with captions like, "I could have gone to Target and saved $5. One shopper went viral after revealing her total at Dollar General was $12 more than the exact same basket at Walmart. She ended the video with, "I'm done. I'm actually done." The emotional shift is real. What used to feel like a smart stop now feels like a ripoff. And people aren't just irritated, they're feeling betrayed. Because the one thing Dollar General used to guarantee, affordable basics for working families, is starting to look like just another marketing illusion. But the prices are only half the story. Because even when shoppers are willing to pay more, the process of actually checking out, that's become a nightmare all its own. If you've tried checking out at Dollar General lately, You've probably experienced the frustration firsthand. What used to be a quick grab and go trip has turned into a checkout circus with no ringmaster in sight. The once human experience has now been replaced by glitchy machines and a near total disappearance of employees, and customers are not having it. In 2025, more Dollar General stores than ever have replaced traditional cashiers with self-checkout kiosks. But instead of speeding things up, it's only made everything worse. Machines freeze, barcodes won't scan, touchscreens glitch, and when you look around for help, good luck. The one employee on duty is usually halfway across the store, unloading a truck or answering a complaint. One viral TikTok shows a woman trying to check out while the machine repeatedly flashes unexpected item in bagging area, and no one, not a single employee, is around to fix it. The comments section was brutal. "Feels like I'm doing community service just to buy shampoo," one person joked. Another said, "Dollar General should pay me for working their register." And the bigger issue? Security. Multiple reports say customers are walking out without paying, sometimes by accident, sometimes not, because there's no one there to enforce anything. It's chaos dressed up as efficiency. And for a company already under fire for overcharging, this rollout feels less like innovation and more like a desperate cost-cutting move at customers' expense. But if you think a broken self-checkout system is bad, just wait until you see what the workers are going through. Because behind the scenes, the staff is hitting a breaking point, and they're making their voices heard in the most dramatic way possible. The shelves are a mess. The lines are chaos. The store feels like it's falling apart. And now we know why. The workers are fed up. In 2025, Dollar General employees aren't just quietly quitting, they're staging walkouts, protests, and full-on strikes. And once you hear what they're dealing with, you might be shocked they lasted this long. Across the country, Dollar General workers have gone public with stories that sound more like a survival reality show than a job. Employees report working 12-hour shifts alone, no security support, no bathroom breaks, and the expectation to run an entire store solo, including unloading inventory, managing self-checkout chaos, handling customer complaints, and cleaning up dangerous spills. One former assistant manager wrote, "I had to wear a back brace just to survive my shift, and I was still getting paid less than fast food." In early 2025, walkouts hit stores in at least 7 states, with workers demanding better pay, staffing, and safer conditions. The viral slogan, "One worker is not enough." Customers who witnessed these walkouts described the stores as war zones, locked doors, lights off, and handwritten signs taped to the entrance. Closed until corporate cares. And Dollar General's response? Mixed at best. Some stores replaced the staff with even fewer workers. Others cut hours entirely. The result is a cycle of burnout that's not just hurting employees, it's destroying the customer experience. You can feel the tension when you walk in. Exhausted workers, angry customers, no support. It's a powder keg, and it's only getting worse. But what's fueling this mess from the top? Turns out, the real problem may not be in the stores. It may be deep inside Dollar General's corporate playbook, and the next part will blow the lid off. Behind every trashed aisle and burned-out cashier lies something far more calculated: corporate greed disguised as efficiency. While Dollar General reports billions in revenue, insiders and labor watchdogs are pulling back the curtain to reveal exactly how the company squeezes profits out of struggling communities. And it's not pretty. In 2025, reports show Dollar General's top executives continue to collect multi-million-dollar bonuses, even as stores are fined for repeated safety violations and employees work in what OSHA calls hazardous conditions. In one investigation, inspectors found emergency exits blocked by inventory, exposed electrical panels, and stacked merchandise threatening to collapse. Dollar General has been fined more than $21 million in the last few years, and that's just what they've been caught for. And yet, despite these dangerous conditions, Dollar General's corporate model continues to push a controversial formula: 1 employee per store during low traffic hours. That means 1 person is responsible for cashier duties, customer service, security, cleaning, restocking, and dealing with emergencies. Let that sink in. A single human being is expected to run an entire retail store alone. One employee described it like this: "It's like they want us to fail. They care more about the stock price than the shelves." This bare-bones approach isn't just bad for morale. It's actively risking safety. Fires, injuries, even assaults have occurred in stores where no one was available to help. And customers are starting to notice. They walk in and think, "Where is everybody?" The truth is, they were never scheduled to be there in the first place. But if the understaffing doesn't make your blood boil, just wait until you hear how shoppers are being tricked at the register. And in some states, it's now under legal fire. Imagine grabbing a few items off the shelf expecting to spend $10, then walking out with a $17 receipt. Sound familiar? Because at Dollar General in 2025, this isn't just bad math. It's a growing scandal that's finally caught the attention of state governments. And if you've ever felt like your total was suspiciously high, you weren't imagining things. Across multiple states, attorneys general are cracking down on Dollar General for consistently charging more at the register than the shelf price. One state found that 88 out of 100 stores tested had at least one overcharged item. Another launched a lawsuit claiming the company was violating consumer protection laws by advertising fake prices. We're not talking about a few pennies here. In some cases, the difference is dollars per item, especially on everyday goods like detergent, snacks, and paper towels. One customer in Ohio posted a video of her receipt showing she was charged $4 for a product clearly labeled $2.50 on the shelf. "It's theft," she said. "It's just quiet, sneaky theft." And the worst part, when customers question the total, there's often no manager available to fix it because, as we've already seen, the staff is stretched beyond breaking. That means you either pay more or leave empty-handed. Either way, Dollar General profits. State officials have called it a pattern of deception, and some stores have even been forced to post warning signs at the entrance, alerting customers that shelf prices might not be accurate. Think about that. The store is basically admitting it can't be trusted. But for many shoppers, the damage is done. And in some towns, they're not just walking out, they're watching their local Dollar General disappear completely. For years, Dollar General expanded like wildfire. Small towns, rural highways, neighborhoods big chains ignored. It became the go-to store in places where there weren't many options. But now in 2025, something shocking is happening. That wildfire, it's burning out. Stores are quietly closing their doors, and communities that once depended on them are left staring at boarded windows and for lease signs. The closures aren't being shouted from rooftops. Some vanish without notice. Others post vague handwritten signs like temporarily closed or under staff review, only to stay dark for months or forever. In one small Kentucky town, residents said their local store shut down overnight, leaving a 10-mile gap before the next nearest option. One woman posted a photo of the empty parking lot with the caption, "First the shelves went empty, now the whole store is." So what's causing the collapse? A mix of customer backlash, legal pressure, worker walkouts, and, let's be real, corporate mismanagement catching up to itself. You can't run a national retail chain on bare bones forever. Eventually it falls apart. But it's not just about losing a place to grab toilet paper and snacks. For many rural communities, Dollar General filled the gap left by grocery store closures. Now that it's vanishing, residents are stuck driving miles just to get basic goods. What was once a lifeline has become a ghost. And here's the irony. While some towns are mourning their local Dollar General, others are celebrating its closure as a symbol of corporate accountability. Either way, shoppers are moving on. The question is, where are they going? And that answer reveals just how far Dollar General has fallen out of favor. So if Dollar General is losing its grip, where are the shoppers going? Turns out, they're not just wandering aimlessly. They're making deliberate switches to stores that still deliver on the promise of low prices without the chaos. And in 2025, 3 names are taking the lead: Family Dollar, Walmart, and Aldi. Let's start with Walmart. It's always been a heavy hitter, but now it's reclaiming its throne as the place where you can buy everything you need in one trip without tripping over broken shelves or being charged mystery prices. Their self-checkouts actually work. Their shelves are stocked, and while prices have inched up, they're still consistently cheaper than Dollar General for most essentials. And you get something rare, actual customer service. Then there's Aldi, the minimalist supermarket that's winning hearts with better quality food, faster checkout lines, and prices that make sense. Shoppers say it's like Dollar General's smarter cousin. You walk in, grab your cart, and get in and out without wondering if you've been overcharged or wandered into a corporate experiment gone wrong. Even Family Dollar, which once lagged behind, is getting praise for being cleaner, more organized, and less chaotic. It's not perfect, but when the bar is Dollar General, even the basics feel like luxury. On social media, former DG shoppers are posting before and after videos, chaotic Dollar General footage next to neat Aldi aisles or calm Walmart checkouts. The message is clear: I didn't know how bad it was until I left. And speaking of leaving, some shoppers aren't just leaving the store, they're leaving the idea of Dollar General altogether. Which brings us to the final chapter. What's the real legacy of this once essential chain, and can it ever recover? For all the controversy, chaos, and complaints, let's be fair. There are still reasons some shoppers stick with Dollar General in 2025. In certain communities, it's not just the cheapest store, it's the only store within reach. And for rural families without big box options nearby, that little yellow sign still means access to food, medicine, and basics when nothing else is available. Believe it or not, some locations are still well-run, stocked, and staffed with employees who genuinely care. We've seen loyal workers going above and beyond, managing entire stores solo with professionalism and grit. In those pockets of stability, Dollar General still provides convenience and savings, especially for last-minute items like cleaning supplies, canned goods, or school snacks. And let's talk about their product expansion. Over the past few years, Dollar General has introduced fresh produce sections in select stores and even rolled out their pop shelf concept, targeting middle-income shoppers with higher quality home goods at still affordable prices. It's a bold move, and when it works, it's a glimpse of what the chain could become if corporate priorities shifted toward real investment. In a world where inflation is hitting everyone hard, some folks still see Dollar General as a place to make their dollars stretch, just not without trade-offs. For many, it's not that they hate Dollar General, it's that they remember when it used to be better, cleaner, more helpful, more trustworthy. But now, with public trust slipping and more shoppers walking away, the question remains, can Dollar General find its way back, or is the damage already done? So what's the real story behind Dollar General in 2025? It's not just a tale of falling shelves and rising prices. It's a symbol of what happens when a company grows too fast, cuts too deep, and forgets who it was supposed to serve. What started as a trusted source for low-income families and small-town communities has, in many places, transformed into something unrecognizable. A place where stress replaces savings and frustration overshadows convenience. We've seen it all. Aisles in chaos, prices that don't match the shelf, workers pushed to the brink, and a corporate model that seems more focused on Wall Street than Main Street. But the biggest betrayal? It's the quiet erosion of trust. When shoppers can't count on basic fairness at the checkout, or employees can't feel safe doing their jobs, that's when a brand starts to lose its meaning. And yet, tucked between the outrage and the headlines are the few stores still standing strong, still clean, still kind, still trying. Because behind every failing policy are real people. Cashiers doing their best, managers holding the line, and customers still hoping this store can be what it once was. But hope only goes so far without change. So here's the takeaway. Dollar General doesn't need more stores. It needs more accountability. Shoppers have spoken, workers have walked, and now it's up to the company to decide whether it will listen. Because people don't just want cheap, they want respect, dignity, and honesty when they spend their hard-earned money. And until Dollar General delivers on that promise again, more shoppers will keep quitting, not just the store, but the brand entirely. Thanks for watching. If this hit home for you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about your own experience. We read everyone, and your voice matters.